Hello, welcome to our YouTube channel. It's long time since I went live on this channel, and today I decided let me try and see to go back to live as we discuss some traits of a healthy marriage. Some traits of a healthy marriage. Sometimes when people see couples outside, happy couples, a marriage that looks very smooth, going on well, people think everything is well. And there are those who have experienced turmoils in their marriage and sometimes ended up in divorce. Many people come back to them and ask, but your marriage was such a happy marriage. You were such a happy couple. What happened? Happy couples and healthy marriages are not one and the same. A healthy marriage is a lot of work. A healthy marriage needs a lot of investment. So today, we shall talk or look at some of the traits of a healthy marriage. Then tomorrow, we shall talk about or we shall look at unhealthy traits that can be found in a marriage or unhealthy traits that can be seen or traits of unhealthy marriage. What are the red signs that can trigger you and think, no, my marriage is not doing okay? But for today, we shall look at traits of a healthy marriage, a marriage that needs a lot of work. It's only couples, those who are in a marriage relationship, who knows what goes on in their relationship as husband and wife. They know the challenges they go through. They know the obstacles they overcome. They know the difficulties they deal with, and they know the easiness of their marriage. They are the only ones who can tell when they start seeing their marriage not doing well. They are the only ones who can tell when their marriage is doing well. But today I would like to borrow from a lady called Susan Lowland, who touches on some unhealthy traits or traits of unhealthy marriage and the traits of healthy marriage. But today we shall look at traits of a healthy marriage. If somebody asked you, how healthy is your marriage? How healthy is your marriage? Can you vouch for the healthy of your marriage? That my marriage is very healthy. Can you support and say my marriage is healthy? So today we look at those traits and talk about them a little bit. Those signs that can tell you that you have a healthy marriage or a marriage that is healthy. Number one, a healthy marriage needs an ongoing commitment and personal growth. An ongoing commitment and personal growth, that means each and every day you recommit yourself into that marriage relationship. It is a daily commitment. You recommit yourself each and every day into that relationship and allow personal growth. Never remain stagnant in growth. You have to grow. That means in your obligation to each other, you recommit and you grow. Find ways of growing in your commitment with each other, especially growing together spiritually, emotionally, and psychologically in sync. That spiritually you grow together. Emotionally, you are connected. Physically, of course, you live in the same home and you cannot avoid each other in the same house. You have to know how to deal with each other in a friendly and in an okay way. So, first is an ongoing commitment and personal growth. Each and everyone involved in a marriage relationship, they have to open up to growth spiritually, emotionally, physically, and psychologically together as husband and wife. So, number one, ongoing commitment and personal growth. You are not a finished product when you come into that marriage relationship. Therefore, you come to grow together as you recommit to each other and respect that obligation of being in a marriage relationship. Number two, both of you must have good relationship with God. God must be in relationship with you. You are two partners. God should become your third companion in that marriage journey. A third companion of your marriage is God, and is the one who will help you to keep the promises you made to each other. Minus God, it is easy to move away from the promises you have made to each other. There will be no one to hold you accountable. There will be no one you are going to be accountable to apart from your partner. There must be the other one, the divine one in your marriage, to whom both of you are accountable, to help you to keep the marriage promises you made to each other. So, therefore, you must make an effort of growing in your relationship with God. Growing in your relationship with God. Number three, truth, honesty, and transparency. A healthy marriage must have those three components: that you are true to your partner, you are honest, and you're transparent, that you have no fear of sharing whichever thing that you have. You have no fear of speaking out. You have no fear of letting your thoughts to be known, that you are open, honest, and truthful, that you have no need to hide anything. The moment you start finding yourself hiding something, you have to ask yourself a question: what's going on? Are we on the right foot? Are we doing the right thing? Or we have lost our way in our relationship? That's number three. Truth, honesty, and transparency. A healthy marriage must never miss those three components: truth, honesty, and transparency. Number four, because you have become one, therefore you should also have what we call shared activities. You must have some shared activities. Apart from having your individual activities, you should have also shared activities. Some may be sharing an evening together, watching a movie, reading a book, going for a walk. Have shared activities, visiting friends, having neighbors come by, having some barbecue outside, basking in the sun, or making fun around the house, or making the bed in the morning. um, just create some shared activities as husband and wife. That's one trait of a healthy marriage, that you have some shared activities that you are never forced into. You find yourself enjoying together, you find yourself doing together without feeling bad about it. Just it flows naturally in these shared activities, in as much as you have individual activities. Maybe you want to read, yours is to read, and then your husband wants you to sit together with her, and It's something you have to discuss. Shared activities that improve your bonding and your general relationship. That's number 4. Shared activities, in as much as you have individual activities. Have some shared activities that freely help you to grow in your marriage. Number 5. Number 5, Susan talks about intimacy. Intimacy can be experienced and be shared in many ways. One of the most common one is known as sex. But that's not the only one to share intimacy. Have some unique and special ways to express your intimacy to each other. Even a welcoming method to your home, welcoming each other, the way you welcome each other, the way you receive each other, the way you talk to each other can be a way of expressing your intimacy. Intimacy is one ingredient that a healthy marriage must have or should have, a way of expressing that intimacy. Others will do, they can hug, they can kiss, they can cuddle, they can walk around holding hands. Find a way of expressing your intimacy. One day I went to a parking. I was reading a book and I saw a couple. They came, they sat, and they just sat there holding hands. They were not talking much, but they were deeply in love. They were just seated silently, holding hands without talking, no much communication, no much talk, just holding hands. And they were at peace with each other. They will occasionally look at each other and smile, but they were at peace in their silence. But they knew how to communicate their closeness, their intimate relationship, sitting there holding hands. Just imagining maybe their old good days when they were younger. I don't know whether that's the first place where they met, but they seemed to be enjoying the presence of each other deeply, that I could not even understand. But I enjoyed seeing them sitting there expressing their intimacy in such a way, just sitting there holding hands, in sync with each other, comfortable with each other, just smiling at each other. Then after some time, they just stood up and walked away slowly. They went to their car. And wherever they went, they were happy when they left. So find a unique and a special way for you and your husband, for you and your wife to express your intimacy. Let that ingredient never miss in your marriage or in your relationship as married couples. Number 6, hospitality. You must know how to treat each other first, how to treat each other with respect, with love, with a welcoming heart, accommodating heart. And after that, now you are able to practice that hospitality to your children. Then you can extend it to your neighbors, to your friends, to whoever. So you must know first how to practice and have that hospitality with each other. Then the neighbors will benefit from it, your friends will benefit from it, your children will benefit from it. Hospitality. It is very important to know how to be hospitable to each other, to your neighbors, to your friends, to your children. Hospitality. Number 7, which is one of the most important one, communication. The ability to communicate, the ability to converse with each other. Effective and regular communication. Effective and regular communication is very important in marriage. Why is it very important in marriage? Effective and regular communication helps the couples in a marriage relationship to solve arising issues, to solve arising challenges, to overcome obstacles. Through communication and understanding, there comes time to do compromises, to cooperate with each other, and bring bonding. You bond through communication. That means you are able to iron out any differences, any challenges, and then therefore you are able to bond with one another effectively. Never stop talking. Do not stop talking. The moment you stop talking, that's the moment you start fighting without any ceasefire. Never stop talking. In talking, that's when you can solve and talk about issues such as finances, your roles in the house, responsibilities, who is taking out the garbage, who is doing the cleaning after dinner, who is going to the store for some things, who is supposed to take care of the shoes, who is doing the bed in the morning, who is going to make some coffee for yourselves. Communication, effective and regular communications, so that you do not misunderstand. The other day I made a joke. A pastor who received a gift of pants, or in the other world they call trousers, which fitted him so well, but they were a little bit longer than expected, 2 inches longer. And the wife was not able to cut the 2 inches and then make it fit even perfectly. So the wife was busy, the daughter was busy, the pastor with the husband was busy. But before he fell asleep, as they went to bed, the husband thought, no, I better take care of my pants. He went and cut off the 2 inches that were extra on his pants and did not communicate to the wife. The wife on the other side thought the husband had not cut off the 2 inches, went and took the pants and cut off the 2 inches. The daughter thought dad and mom are very busy and dad needs those pants well fitting, but the 2 inches, that's too much. She went and cut off the 2 inches. You can imagine what kind of pants the pastor found in the following day. Lack of communication. So there could have ensued some arguments after that. Communication, effective and regular communication, is necessary and important in a marriage relationship. That's where you talk about careers, responsibility, and anything that comes about, so that you are able to be in step with each other. Number 8, the ability to solve conflicts. That is conflict resolution. In a family where you have come from different backgrounds, different upbringing, you have come together as husband and wife, arguments are inevitable. You cannot avoid to argue with each other, to have a different opinion, to have a different way of looking at things, to have a different way of doing things. So therefore, you have to accept that arguments may arise, will ensue sometimes. You may differ, and sometimes you may feel strongly for what you stand for, and your partner is not feeling the way you feel. So you may have a divergent opinion, and you may feel as if you have not been listened to. So you must have a mechanism of conflict resolution. That means the two of you must become forgiving agents. The two of you must become forgiving agents. You must be able to forgive. Use good statements, good words, not accusatory statements. Don't have your statements in an accusatory way, accusing each other, but statements of understanding. Know how to fight and how to forgive. Those two things go together. Know how to argue and how to forgive. You must not only know how to fight, you must also know how to forgive. You must not only know how to argue, you must also know how to have compromises and forgive. And the next point that follows conflict resolution is a fact of forgiveness. That's point number 9, ability to forgive. You must be two forgiving partners. If you want your marriage to be healthy, you must be forgiving partners. And in this case, do not forgive and then forever remind your partner of the mistakes for ages to come. Whenever you encounter some challenges, you remind your spouse what your spouse did 5 years ago. If you are forgiving, you must let it go and never bring it back again in any argument. Oh, this food does not have enough salt. I remember even the first date we met, you were horrible in your cooking. Oh my goodness. Hello? You must be able to forgive and let it go, never to bring it back again. That's the moment you'll know that you have let God in your forgiveness. The same way God does not bring out our old sinful ways, we must not forgive and always remind our partners of the mistakes of their past. Don't use the mistakes of today to remind you the mistakes of 10 years ago. You forgave, that is in history, forget it over there. Don't bring it up again. That is the forgiveness that is needed in marriage. And that's a trait of a healthy marriage, that you are able to forgive and to let go as God forgives you. Then, number 10, the last trait of a healthy marriage is a sense of humor. Sense of humor. Ensure laughter and play in your marriage. Sense of humor and play in your marriage. Let the young girl in you and the young boy in you be playful. Have some laughter. Don't be too serious always in your marriage. Let the young boy and the young girl, the boy and girl, just have fun. When you're having fun, when you're having play and laughter, it's one way of soothing some rough spots, rough moments in your marriage. Know how to create fun in your marriage relationship. Know how to play, to laugh, to bring humor into your marriage. That your relationship may be a joyful, happy, and genuinely humorous marriage. Because that is the one you are living with, that's the one you have chosen, and God has blessed you with that presence, that beautiful creature with you, that handsome man, that beautiful angel that you praise, that handsome man, even if now he has six-pack in one, but he's still six-pack, the one you saw when he was 18 or 20, with a six-pack and good biceps. Even if now they are one package. Enjoy. Have sense of humor in your marriage relationship. Those are some of the traits that you have to cultivate in a healthy marriage. So therefore, tomorrow, we shall look at traits of unhealthy marriage, some traits of unhealthy marriage. So for today, we shall stop there. For those who are married, if you forget anything else, please have some sense of humor in your marriage relationship. Never forget to have sense of humor. God bless you and have a good evening. We shall talk more. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.